Hey, I'm Ryan McCaffrey with Official Xbox Magazine, joined by my friend, former co-worker, and now guy with the best job on the planet, Frank O'Connor, Franchise Development Director at 343 Industries.
I thought it would have been some kind of sunscreen tester on a tropical island, but I'll take it,
Yeah, you do pretty well. You're managing all things Halo. Halo 4 is what we're here to see.
Yes.
Got my first look at it, anyone's first look at it.
Everyone's first look at it, yeah.
And so I wanted to ask you, I got to say, you've said in the past that it's the same, built off the same engine, but it sure as hell really is a lot prettier.
Yeah, I mean,
how did that happen?
The engine conversations with Halo are a difficult thing, and the engines change fairly radically between every single generation. At its core, somewhere in that code is a recognizable kernel of the original Halo engine, and certainly some of the really core elements of the gameplay are pretty much intact. But every other system, I mean, the graphics, the rendering, the lighting, the audio, every system you can think of is either being radically overhauled or rewritten from the ground up. So it's, at this point, barely recognizable, but it still feels like Halo.
So, yeah, how do you draw the line? Because another thing to notice easily from the demo was the sound effects are way, way punchier. It is, even right down to the clip-clop of metal Spartan shoes on a floor. How do you, did you get to a point where it didn't sound like Halo anymore and you had to pull it back?
Not exactly. Our audio director is a guy called Sotaro Tojima, and he's from Konami and worked on Metal Gear Solid, so he knows his audio. We have a new composer, of course, so our musicscape is going to change fairly dramatically. So with sound effects, one of the big drives was to try and make you feel like you were in this suit of Spartan Mjolnir armor, and I think we've achieved that. And I think definitely weapon effects. People always ask us to do this through every generation of Halo. Punch it up, punch it up, punch it up. And as you heard today, it's like it's there.
Get a subwoofer.
Yeah,
you haven't got one already.
You'll need to get a replacement subwoofer after that one blows.
We did also see the battle rifle is back to a 3-shot burst.
It is. It's a battle rifle. It's not the DMR shown today. I would say to the hardcore fans and the MLG guys and those guys, it is not a replacement for the DMR. There will still be one-shot weapons in the game, so you don't have to worry about that. It's an addition and a returning favorite, and it definitely serves the role, and it's actually really fun to use.
So the question is, will that one-shot weapon be a Halo 1-esque pistol?
Let me just say,
where does 343 stand on the Halo 1 pistol issue?
Well, people know where we stand on it because of the title update. But we'll be bringing back a lot of weapons. But I think more exciting are some of the new weapons and new vehicles and new sandbox elements that we're bringing into the game. And it's going to be the biggest overhaul in that aspect of the game in a very, very long time.
Now, you showed us glimpses of 2 multiplayer maps. One of which was a forerunner, it almost looked like it was literally in the heavens with ethereal lighting and just crazy construction. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about both of those levels?
And it looks like it's carved from ivory. And it's, so that level's called Wraparound. It is a Forerunner solar power facility, actually, although instead of like capturing the sun's rays, it actually generates them by creating a massive fusion reaction in the sky of a shield world. That's the fiction for the level. It's not necessarily relevant to a game of Team Slayer. But it's a beautiful level and it has a really good flow. All of our multiplayer levels are built from scratch and purpose-built. So those 2 levels you saw today, they're just a very small snapshot of what's available, but they're both designed for Team Slayer games. Lots of flowing paths, good sight lines, fast traversal points through the levels, and they're really, really fun.
And then the other map?
The other map was Warhouse, very different aesthetic, obviously very human. It's actually a starship flying around a very fast, low orbit around a gas giant, actually trailing fins into the upper atmosphere with an asteroid belt looming above it. So it looks cool when you're outside. It looks very human on the inside, and there's a huge, a little piece of Halo cannon in there, a Cyclops Mark II being built in the center of this industrial facility.
Would you say, did your level designers look more towards Halo 1, 2, or 3, or Reach for the kind of feel they were going for on the multiplayer maps?
I think they look to the whole Halo series. I mean, you definitely, when you're building a Halo multiplayer map, they're built differently from other shooters because there's different type of balance that happens in Halo because of the sandbox. and because of the style of play. I will say everything is a little bit faster, a little bit more intense, and a little bit more visceral than a typical Halo encounter. So some people would compare that more to like a Halo 3 or a Halo 2, but these are really poor comparisons. I think people have to get a controller in their hands and figure that out for themselves.
Well, speaking of getting the control in our hands, I'm guessing if there were going to be a multiplayer beta, public one, we probably would have heard about it by now. Yeah.
I think you would have. I think that it's important that people know that we're definitely testing the game at scale, so they don't have to worry about that. But our focus is on shipping this game and polishing it and polishing it and polishing it. And a beta would be obviously a huge interruption of that process.
So Halo 4, fall 2012, carved in stone?
Holiday 2012, carved in stone. I've lost a lot of track about what these terms really mean. Like, you mean fiscal holiday 2000? Yeah, holiday 2012, Xbox 360, absolutely, yes.
Our friend Master Chief is back in fall 2000, holiday. Wait, which one did you say?
I guess it depends whether you live in Vermont or Alaska, I don't know.
Towards the end of calendar 2012.
Towards the end of this year, yes.
So. All right, Frank, good to see you. Thank you.
Cool, good to see you.